Come on, Bella, let's go fight.
I don't know, man. We have too many problems.
I had a bad habit of underestimating you. Every obstacle you faced, I'd think you couldn't overcome it. And you just did.
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Alright, so Breaking Dawn Part 2.
So I think at this point we all know what Breaking Dawn Part 2 is about, but I'm going to explain it anyways. Bella is now a vampire and Renesmee has been born. However, the Volturi find out about Renesmee and think the Cullens have committed a crime. So the Volturi are going after the Cullens while the Cullens rally other vampire clans that they know to protect Renesmee. Breaking Dawn Part 2 is directed by Bill Condon and it was produced by Stephanie Meyer, which I think is awesome because she wrote the books, so she had a lot of input on what they were doing with the film, which I think was good for the movie.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool element to the film. They actually brought Stephanie Meyer in this time as a producer, and I thought that was really well as the imagery, the acting, everything just stepped up its game on this one for some reason.
Alright, first and foremost, the few things that I liked about the movies that I want to make a point to first is seeing Bella as a vampire for the first time. I thought they conveyed that really well and how she has to go through that being a vampire for the first time as a newborn and having to resist the blood inside of humans.
Yeah, I mean, I like that this is actually like the first movie where Bella's not a sheep anymore. She's an actual lion. Oh, is she ready to roar?
Also, for the most part in the film, they stuck to the book pretty well. I thought there was a little bit they missed, but for the most part, I liked how they stuck to the book and they kept everything that's in the book in the movie for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, the script was done surprisingly well. Like the editing, the script, the imagery, it was all done really well. You could tell literally that they stepped up their game on this particular one.
Maybe it's because Stephanie Meyer? I don't know. Also, another thing I liked about this movie that I liked about all the movies actually is the chemistry and the connection between Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. They do such a good job at making it look real, because for the most part it is real because they have a relationship outside of the movies. So I love that part of the movie. For the most part, the music in this movie is really good. Every scene that's emotional, they do a good job at driving that home with the music as well. Along with the song written by Christina Perri, 1,000 Years. They put that in the ending and I can't tell you why, but it's fantastic.
I have died every day waiting for you. Yeah, I mean, the music is done really well. Surprisingly well, actually. Like, it fits every scene. You can't really complain about the music. Not well to the point where you can't tell it's there. It's just pure emotion, but pretty well.
Overall, the imagery was really good in the movie. I mean, all the scenes in the forest and all that, it was really good. However, I didn't like some of the CGI. I thought it was a little too cheesy. For the most part, the CGI was good. There's just some long distance shots where you see them running and it just looks fake as all hell. So, but for the most part, the imagery was very, very good. Very good.
The CGI was okay. In some parts, you do kind of like when Bella starts to run and Edward follows her, it kind of looks a little weird, kind of a little funky. But as far as the CGI for like the scenery, that's dope. They CGI the baby a lot.
In the beginning, which is weird. Like, why wouldn't you just get an old baby?
And at the end, when she's kind of like an older vampire. But they do a really good job with CGI in her face. Like, I mean, you can tell, but you can't really tell.
There are little bits and pieces not in the movie that they left out of the book, which I have to dislike it in that regard because I love the book.
Yeah, but that's the thing with all you guys that read the book. Do you see? Like, he read the book, I watched the film, I love the films.
I love the books. I still love the film so
But that's just the problem with people who read the books. Then you're like, it wasn't the same thing as the movie. It's never the same.
I didn't say it wasn't
the book's always better.
I said for the most part, it's just like the book, but they leave little bits out. That's it.
I guess.
I'm not like the person that says, oh my god, this is nothing like the book. They should just scrap this movie because it's horrible.
It's a travesty. Injustice. Alright, so Mr. Bookman, what would you rate the film? Troll.
Well, for the most part, I give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, I love the movie as a whole. It connects with all the other movies very well, but there are those little pieces that they leave out, like the other books. But I give it a 9 out of 10. I love the movie. I really enjoyed it.
Troll.
So what did you like about it, Mr. Typewriter?
I actually, surprisingly, I don't want to do it because it's a Twilight film, but I would give it a 10 out of 10 just because I felt nothing wrong with the film. The music was on point, the imagery was on point, the scenery was on point, and surprisingly, Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, acting-wise,
they're on point.
They were on point.
They're on point and everything.
I have no problems with this film. So 10 out of 10. Alright guys, so our question to you.
Was the movie as good as the book, or did it leave out a few things like I thought it did? What did you think? Let us know in the comments down below.
And don't forget to subscribe. Also, we're a brand new channel, so if you like us and you want to see more, click right here to see more.